in client server model, right, there will be some systems here. There are some systems. Consider we have some systems, right? System 1, system 2, system 3, and system 4. Okay, system nothing but maybe a laptop or mobile phone, right? Maybe laptop, mobile phone, or we can say that any desktop. Okay, any gadgets from which we are trying to retrieve the pages, trying to retrieve the web pages, right? So this you consider it as server now. Server 1, server 2, server means these are some of the servers. Okay, this is not in your syllabus. Just I'm explaining for your knowledge purpose to understand how this client and server model will work. These are the clients and these are the servers. Now, client 1 want to retrieve any web page. He want to retrieve one web page. Okay, consider college website. Okay, you want to retrieve one web page. Consider the college website. It is www.saivida.ac.in. That is one web page, right? Or that is one web application you want to retrieve. What he will do? He will send a request, right? That he want to open that on that web page. That is saivida.ac.in web page he want to open. Okay, to whom it will send the request? It will send the request for DNS, right? DNS, domain name server. The domain name server, what will do? It will check for the IP address, right? It will check for the IP address of that particular web page. Then that web page, where it will be there? It will be in server, right? Those pages will be there in server, right? So that request is sent to the server, and server will what? It will act upon it, and if that server is having that particular web page, it will display to that user, right? So what it here will do? Here the client will request for a web page. Okay, the request will send for the server. Server will check if that web page is there, then the web page will be sent for this particular client, right? So to do this task, we require what? Client and server. This we set as a client server model, right? What if the server 1 got down? Okay, due to some reason, this server is down now, right? But this client or this page or from this system, what is requesting? It is requesting through what? Through internet, right? They're requesting through internet, correct? So through internet means that will not only connected to one server, it will connected to many servers. So though this server is down, right? The second server, through second server, this client will get that particular web page. And this client will get that particular web page. Correct. So to do the task, that client should also have one program, means that one software should be there at the client side to perform the server side. So server side also some program is required, some software is required, right? That client side software, right, to execute that part, to get the what page, web page from the server, to get that, right, to get that web page from the server, it requires some programming language. That language we say it as a client side language. That is client side scripting. Client side scripting, we are using JavaScript here, right? We are using JavaScript. At server side, to perform, to respond to that client, it also requires some software. It also requires some software, right? Which software is used at that side? PHP. Okay, we'll talk the server side later, right? So just understand what client side. So client side is requesting for the web page, right? Web page. For example, you can Netflix.com or Google.com, any thing you want to retrieve from the internet, right? So there will be a server. The server will take that response, right? It will take that request from the client and it will work on that one. To do this task, there will be many work is going on between the client and the server, right? In the internet part, there will be DNS will check whether it is there or not, right? So it will send for repository. So many things will work in between the client and server, but we don't need these things. We'll just give more importance on client and server side. Client, it will request, server will take that request, it will respond, the client will take that request, that is nothing but that web page, and it will display for the user. Right, this is what a client and server model is. Right, so now the server will send. Okay, now what the client will do, the client has sent one request, he want to retrieve one page. Okay, he want to retrieve one web page. It is site.ac.in web page he want. Right, so what server will do, server is having that page, it will send for the client. Okay, it will send for the client, that's it. Okay, if you use the JavaScript program to retrieve the web page from the server side, only client and server will interact till the server is sent a page to the client. That's it. After that, there will no interaction with the server. Where in the JavaScript? Okay, if that HTML page, what the server is sending to the client, if it is having a JavaScript program, okay, it is having a JavaScript program, right? So that particular HTML page, that particular web page is downloaded in the browser of the client side. Okay, I will repeat, what web page the client has requested, that request is sent to the server, server will send that page to the client. That web page will be downloaded, it will be downloaded, that HTML page will be downloaded in the client side browser. It will be downloaded in the client side browser. Later, whatever the changes, as I said, changing the attribute, changing the data type, changing the CSS, everything is happening in the browser, not in the server side. Any modification we are doing, right, in the web page, that will be replicating only in the browser side, not in the server side. Means there is no load in the server, there is no load in the server once that web page is downloaded to the client side. Okay, that is one part, that is main important part. Okay, what we did here, client request, server send that page is downloaded in the client side, and whatever the modifications we can do, that will be what replicated only in the client side, not in the server side. One best example I will show, right, I will tell, right? So when you open the web program, is any web page, any website you open, for example, you guys have used the netflix.com, right? Netflix web page. If you hover your mouse on any of that image in the Netflix, it will highlight it, right? It will some changes will be you can see in that web page, in that particular page, right? So I have shown you, right? So when I want, if I want to highlight this JVM in my web page, I will use what? Hover, mouse hover. Okay, when I mouse move to that particular label, what it will do, it will highlight, or it will change its color. Some modifications will done, right? Those things will be done where at the client side, not the server side. This is what the client side scripting is. This is what a client side scripting is. So I will explain with the program with here. See, so JavaScript inside the browser, correct? So it is dynamically typed. Dynamically means at the runtime only we can create the web pages there, right? It's a object oriented, in that almost everything in the language is an object. Okay, here just leave those things. So JVM is installed, right? In where? In the Java. Java is a full-fledged compiled object oriented language, but when it comes to JavaScript, it's not a full-fledged Java program. It's a scripting language, right? So this is what client-side scripting is. So what I explained here, right? So this is the client, right? So we have get function, get and post function, right? That is, we are going to use in method and action, right? So method, when the client requesting a web page for the server, it is what it will send through get. After submitting, okay, it will get a page from the server. After submitting, okay, after filling, it will submit again. The client will submit. There it will be the post. Now is requesting for the web page here. Who? The client is requesting for the web page. So get function. What he is requesting? Something like vacation.html web page. Okay, vacation.html web page is requesting. So that request is sent to the web server now, right? Then the web server will send that page. It will respond. What it is responding, it is sending the vacation.html web page to the client, right? This is the web page, and you can see here in that web page, you can see this part in you can see a script, right? Right, in angle bracket you can see a script. So if that in HTML, the JavaScript is going to show in the form of script and ending of script, right? Same thing has forms, and we did like for forms, tables and all, right? So table open and ending of the table in the same way. Script, this is the tag. These tags are indicating to browser that it's using the some JavaScript program there. It's using some scripting program there, right? So if that HTML page, if that HTML program is having script, okay, this script is there, then what it will do, it will send to the client and it will execute any script as required. Where does this script will be executed? And this vacation.html page is downloaded in the browser, right? So it is downloaded in the browser. If you want to change any modification what you want to do, you can do where in the browser, not in the server side. So here, till this page is reaching to the browser, only there is a connection, there is a communication between the client and the server. Once that particular page, that HTML page is downloaded in the website, in the browser side, right? There is no communication between the server and the client, right? The browser will execute, it will take care about that web page. Okay, the browser will this particular browser will execute that JavaScript program, that HTML page will execute at the browser side, and it is displayed to the user. The browser can layout and display the page to the user. This is what the client side scripting will do, right? So client side em madutte, so client side elli vargu andre client matte server client request madutte, server ಆ ವೆಬ್ ಪೇಜ್ ನ ಆ ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ವೆಬ್ ಪೇಜ್ ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಇರೋ ಬ್ರೌಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಅದ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೇನ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಬ್ರೌಸರ್ ಸೈಡ್, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅದ ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ ಸೈಡ್, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಬೇಕು ನಾವು ಬ್ರೌಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ವೆಬ್ ಪೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಅದು ಸರ್ವರಿಗೆ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ರೈಟ್? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ದ ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನ್ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜು, ಒಂದು ಲೋಡ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ವರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಸತಿನೂ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ವರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕಳ್ಸೋ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಮಾಡಿಫೈ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ವೆಬ್ ಪೇಜ್ which is downloaded in the browser, right? We no need of requesting for that web server. After modifying, again we no need of requesting that web server is no need of sending the updated web page, right? So this will be the there will be less load for the server. This is one major advantage. Then it is user friendly. User friendly means automatically the user can feel that user experience in the browser, right? So however what he can see, he can use that web page. Means dynamical web page nothing but it will be changed for different system. For example, now I opening the Netflix and I want to highlight some part. I can move my mouse to that particular part and I can highlight that one. Some client maybe go to different part, different portion. He want to highlight something. He going to highlight something, highlighting that part, right? That is what a dynamic web page is. Okay, instantly that web page will respond to that modification, that changes. That's what client scripting is. And what is the disadvantage over here? First of all, that JavaScript should be enabled in the browser. Okay, my browser is taking the JavaScript means first of all the JavaScript that my browser should support for that JavaScript. All browser will not support for JavaScript. Okay, how to check that one? You can check in your system, right? You go to your browser. You go to your browser, right? I am using the Chrome browser here, right? So I want to check. First of all, I am trying to download. I am trying to retrieving one web page. Okay. Example that our college website, okay, our college web page. If our college web page, obviously it's having what? JavaScript. Okay, it's having a JavaScript. Means my web page, means my browser is displaying that particular web page, means obviously my browser is having, it will support for JavaScript. It will support for JavaScript. How to check that one? You can go to the settings of your Chrome. Means I'm using my browser, right? So go to the settings here, right? So here you go to the site settings, right? Go to setting in your browser, go to site settings. Here you can see JavaScript in the content setting. In the content setting, okay, in the content settings, you can see the JavaScript. You click on the JavaScript, see a load, means whatever the web page is containing the JavaScript, my browser will allow the JavaScript to what? To work in my browser, to act in my browser, right? So if I block this one, now all the web pages which is having a JavaScript, that will not display in my browser, right? So these web chromes, now my web browser is this JavaScript is allowed in my browser, so my browser can able to display that JavaScript program. Not just program, the web page is using the JavaScript. This is how you have to check in your Chrome. Okay, you have to check in your Chrome. Okay, this is regarding the JavaScript, right? So not only the JavaScript JS, we have other some of the approaches. We have some of the other languages that we can use at the client side. One is Adobe Flash, other is Applet, Java Applet. Okay, we'll see that part tomorrow, right? So this is regarding the client side.